Hi everyone. Today we're going to pick up where we left off on our last tutorial where we have two different styles of ramps. We have the metal ramp with a metal wire return ramp and a plastic ramp with an extravagant return wire ramp. But this tutorial is going to show you how you can make a ramp that looks completely plastic. No wire return ramps. It's all going to be plastic from beginning to end. So with no further ado, let's jump into the editor. So Q to bring up this menu, quit to editor. Once we are in the editor, we're going to convert our left ramp to do exactly what we wanted to do. So now we know that this top ramp's width, if you look over here, top width is 60. That's what we left it at. So this 2-wire ramp here is now going to become a flat ramp. And we want the bottom width to be 60 and the top width to be 60 as well. So now it'll line up with that perfectly. We will not need these support wires here. So you can go ahead and delete them now. And we won't need the one that's on the bottom here. Yeah. So we still need the top one and this wall that makes the ball bounce and slow it down when it comes off. So right here, this is where we want to be. So we've got the top support wire, we got these side support wires. Let's just look at what it looks like right now so you see where I'm at. Okay, so now we have that as a metal ramp all the way to the end, but you see it's missing something, right? Well, there's two ways of doing this. First, I don't want to do it all metal like this, but for the sake of this tutorial, I will do it all metal for now, and then we're gonna switch it to plastic. We're gonna start with the metal. It's gonna be a short tutorial, don't worry. So we're gonna make a copy of this support wire at the end, the D ring, I should say. So Control C, lock it back up, Control V, and now we're going to turn this to a flat wire, like this, flat. And we're going to put the top height and bottom height, whatever the bottom height of this return wire is, which is 65, as you can see here. So this has to be 65 on both ends, 65 to 65. As for the width, we want to go thin. So 5 is fine. I'd go maybe even, let's check 10. What 10 does? 10 looks okay. And now remember that blue is bottom, red is head. So we want to actually have one of these walls stay. So we got to first find out how tall our walls are for all these ramps. If left wall 40, so all of these are 40 high, so this has to be 40 high as well. Right now it's set to 40, so change these to 40 so it matches the rest. And this new little element, since it's blue, is going to need a left wall that is 40, and you'll see just why. A left wall that is 40, but a right wall of 0. All right, and in the physics tab, you make sure it's non-collidable. So it's already non-collidable because we copy pasted from the other element that we used. But instead here of lining it up with the middle, because this doesn't have a wire, it's a flat, right? So we have to line up the sides. So you got to bring this in a little bit. And we can actually use the middle of the wire here to guide us for the sides. So we're going to bring this in, so like this. So it's lining up perfectly with that. And also for the side of that ramp. All right, I think we're good. Let's see what that looks like now. See, now it has that cup. It has that cup shape. A round wall that goes all the way around. So now the ball can fall through. So this is a full metal one. Actually, there is a mistake here. I forgot, because these walls are 40 high, but these wires are not high enough. They were set to 30 before difference, so this should be 115. 115. The reason why is because if you look at this wire, it ends at 105. What's going on here? If this is 65 plus 40, it is 105. No, so that was right. 105 to 105. So that was right. Okay, never mind. Maybe it was just this wire. 105, 105. No, it's good. Well, wait, let me just go check. Am I seeing something? Yeah, that one wire doesn't seem to be this one here. It's 115. Oh, 105 to 105. That's my bad. We were all good to go. Okay, so now let's turn it into a plastic to match that purple one on the right side. So first, let's find out what's the name of the image that we used on this side. It's ramp purple, and the material is plastic, and it's set to wrap. So we're going to select these flat parts here, and even the new one here. Boom. And we're going to set the material to plastic, and the image is going to be ramp purple. Ramp purple, right there. And we're going to set that to wrap. And now it's going to be half plastic, half metal, which is its own look. If you want it to look like this, you could have it looking like this if you wanted to. But I want to make it look more authentic, so we just need to change these wires now. All of them. Select all these top wires. And I'm sure you can guess, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. You're going to change the type to flat. So now they become these big flat wires, but now we're going to set the width, top width, and the bottom width to 15. So they're much smaller. Maybe 10 would be fine, but we'll stick with 15 here. And the left wall and right wall on these, you want to set at 0, the visible walls. You want to set them at 0, otherwise they're going to have walls going up. Like, let's see, I'm going to leave them on just so you can see what I mean. If you forgot, if you go in and you see this weird looking thing, oh, that's not right. Yeah, that's because of those walls. 0, 0. Then you come back and you can look. Oh, okay, much better, right? And this could work as is right now, but we're gonna change the mode to wrap, the material to plastic, and the image, let me scroll up so you can see what I'm doing here, the image to purple ramp, or is it ramp purple? Yeah, ramp purple, right there. All right, but now these are dead center on the ramps. I don't like those like that, so we're gonna unlock these. Actually, all of them. Let's unlock them all. And we're gonna start moving them closer to the outside edge. Remember to leave just a little bit overlap, but not much, just barely any. Just like we did in the previous tutorial for the flat ramp, the plastic looking one on the other side. So I'm gonna bring these in. Just like so. You want to take your time, make sure everything's lined up. Don't be afraid to use your arrow keys on your keyboard when you want to do delicate adjustments. Like I click on this and then use my arrows and move it delicately if you need to be more precise. It helps tremendously when making micro adjustments, especially when you are struggling to make ramps, like two separate ramps, meet perfectly at the right angle. You click on one dot and then you use your arrows and adjust. Like I'm doing right now. This is all keyboarding, so I click on the dot and use my keyboard to adjust. So just using the arrows. We're almost done here. Almost done. I'll go back, return from this side. I'll only have the end part left to do at the end. I'll have to come back to it. Actually, since we're down here, we might as well go ahead back down there and do it now. So the big flat one here, I have to unlock it. Move it here. And this has to line up with what we had previously. Underneath it like this. Make sure there's a little bit of overlap like the other ones. There we go. A bit more. This one's not quite lined up. You notice I get into the zone when I start mumbling and you can barely hear me. That's just my fault. I'm sorry about that. All right. So we are almost done, guys. So just follow up on the left side. Keep doing what needs to be done. Make these adjustments. And now this will be a fully plastic ramp. So we converted that metal looking ramp to look like the other purple ramp on the other side. And we'll have to change the flap at the bottom as well, the ramp flap, to match the one on the other side. Just to give it more an aesthetic, pleasing look. Right. Sometimes my spacing is not perfect. So you can always come back and adjust it the way you like it later on. Or take your time in doing it. Unlike me, I'm trying to rush to make the video as short as possible. I want to avoid making long videos to make it more digestible for everybody. Easier to follow along if you don't have 10,000 pages of information thrown at you all at once. If you haven't seen my earlier tutorial videos, I suggest you follow them in chronological order, the ramps, so you can see some of the steps. If you're confused with, it's probably because I'm estimating or presuming that you've seen the other tutorials already, and that I'm not going over basic things like holding control and using your mouse wheel to zoom in and out like that. Okay, so that's in previous tutorials. So if you're confused at this tutorial, I suggest you start a little earlier. And look at that! We have her. Now I want that kick plate at the bottom to be the same as this one, and we used flat black 2 with an image. So flat black, flap black 2. There we go. There we go, guys. Let's go test it out. Make sure we didn't forget anything collidable that should not be collidable, etc. But that's a full plastic ramp. One thing though, when you make fully plastic ramps like this, you might want to think about making them transparent, because you can't see the shots underneath. If there's our important shots like drop targets or an orbit where there's a light, you want to be able to see that light that indicates your mission. You might want to give it a little bit more transparency, and that's quite easy. All you would have to do, as shown in the previous tutorial, is change the ramp material from like all of this here. Select everything that consists of this ramp. This and that. All right, so that's everything for this ramp. And change the material from plastic to plastic with an image, as these images for those are already semi-transparent. So this should make them pop. There you go. So now you can see them, but you can see through them. So if a ball passes underneath it, watch. So you can see the ball. So you could put a light or target. You could still see through the ramp. And that's it, guys. Look at how simple this was. And we are getting there. You know what? Let's make the other ramp transparent so we could repeat what I just did, which is easy. Select every part of the ramp plastic that you want to make transparent and change the material to plastic with an image. Right here. You see it? Plastic with an image. You select that. And with that, guys, we are done with this tutorial. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.